Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today for our Nexford Virtual Tour. I can see we have 6 attendees who have joined us already. We are just going to wait a few more minutes for more attendees to join. So in the meantime, for those who have joined, I would love to learn more about you guys. And if you could let me know from where in the world you're joining us from today, as well as which Nexford program you're interested in applying to. That would be great. You can just jump to the webinar chat and let us know more. And can I confirm also on chat that everybody can hear me? I can see one of our attendees, Shalom, says that there's no audio. I hope that's not the case and that everybody can hear me. Shalom, if you're facing any technical difficulties, please feel free perhaps to exit the webinar and rejoin. All right, thank you for confirming, Teresa. All right, it's great to have you in the webinar. Teresa, Shalom, Oboku, Olowatobi, Olowakemi, Anthony. Thanks so much for joining today. We're just going to wait a few more minutes for more attendees to join. So for those who have already joined us, please feel free to jump on the chat and tell me more about you. Have you started your application journey already at Nexford, or are you still exploring our programs? Where in the world are you joining us from today? Are you perhaps based in Nigeria or Kenya? I'd love to learn more about you. All right, we've got our first attendee here sharing. My name is Olowakemi Odusanya from Nigeria, interested in the MBA. Fantastic. Okay, that's a great choice. I wonder if you're opting for a general MBA or perhaps an MBA with a specialization. Specialization, fantastic. Do you know which one? Olowatobi Michael Ikinboy from Nigeria. I'm interested in an MSc in entrepreneurship. Wonderful. So that's one of our newer Master of Science degree programs as well. Very ambitious to go for our entrepreneurship degree. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you've spoken with a Nexford application specialist already to assist you with your application journey. All right, Olowokemi e-commerce. Okay, fantastic, fantastic choice. Anthony Majaliwa from Tanzania. I'm interested in MSc Business Administration. Wonderful. So that should be our MBA degree program. David, interested in data analytics, MBA. I've not registered yet. All right, I hope you register after our webinar today. And I'm happy to answer any questions about application or enrollment processes also. Teresa's from Uganda, interested in the MSc in data analytics. All right, wonderful, or MSDA. Shalom Odugbemi from Lagos, Nigeria, interested in the MBA with a specialization in international business. Fantastic. David is from Nigeria. Wonderful. All right, I'm glad to see that while we don't have a lot of attendees on the call so far today, I do see a variety of different countries that you guys are joining us from today. So that's wonderful. We do have learners from more than 110 countries around the world today. So it's great to see some of you on this call as well. So we have waited long enough, I think, for attendees to join. I think we can officially get started. Let's see who else has joined on our call in the last minutes. We've got Mabel, Kania, and Ayudeji. I'd love to hear from you guys also on chat to learn more about you. So yeah, we have new joiners too. Victor joined briefly. All right. So I will start with introducing myself to everybody. My name is Mai, and I'm a senior Nexford application specialist. I've been with Nexford for 5 years now, and during that time, I've spoken with so many aspiring learners such as yourselves who come to me with common questions like, how will I be studying online at Nexford? How is the online learning experience different from other online programs? Am I going to feel alone? Will I receive any kinds of support? Are there exams? How will I get access to my studying materials? And so much more. So there's usually a ton of questions about the learning experience, and I hope that by showcasing the online learning platform today, you guys can learn more about the learning experience at Nexford. You will see there's a Q&A section or a Q&A segment in your Zoom application. Please navigate to that and drop your questions there if you have any questions you want to ask today. We are going to have a Q&A portion at the end of the webinar where I will be taking those questions live. I'm also having this, assistance on this webinar today by lovely co-hosts. We have Dr. Michael, one of our faculty members at Nexford. We also have two Nexford learners. We have Olaitan, and we also have Daniela. So I'd love to also have them introduce themselves. If we can start with Dr. Michael, if you can just please introduce yourself for our lovely audience today.
Hello, everyone. Good day. I'm so happy to be here again to host the virtual tour with everyone. And yeah, like what Maya mentioned, I am Dr. Michael Rodriguez. I've been with the university for almost 5 years, teaching in BBA and MBA program and others in digital transformation. And yeah, I am an international resource speaker. I do business consultancy, and I am also teach in some universities in the Philippines in the past. And I have been doing some research writing and research presentation all over the globe. Welcome, everyone, and thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Michael. It's lovely again to have you join me this month for the virtual tour. I know everybody will learn a lot as well about the experience from you today, learning at Nexford. I'd love to hear next from Daniela. If you can please introduce yourself to everybody. Feel free to share anything about yourself, such as which Nexford program you are studying and perhaps where in the world you're from, and so on.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good day, everyone, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Daniela Eze. I am currently a learner with Nexford University. I'm studying BBA International Business and Digital Marketing, actually. And I'm also the CEO of two companies, Davels Academy and Varian X. So I'm very, very excited to be here. And hopefully through this program, you would realize that Nexford is definitely the choice for you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, Daniela. And I gotta say, I love that bookcase behind you. It's I'm very curious. There's so many types of books it looks like.
Okay, yeah. It's a combination of various stages of learning. And yes, it's part of it's a must at home. You have to read.
I love that. No, it's very inspiring. It's great. It's great. It's better than any virtual background, I gotta tell you. Like that's actually real, so that's amazing. Thank you. All right. I'd love to hear next from Olaitan, if you can also please introduce yourself to everybody and which Nexford program you're studying, and feel free to share your work background as well if you like.
Oh, thank you, May. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Only I
yeah.
cannot see you, unfortunately. I'm not sure if the video is not working.
Yes, I guess I'm unable to show my video from here. Yeah, thank you for having me, May. Thank you for joining me, for having me today. Such a pleasure to be here speaking about Nexford. My name is Olaito. I am from Nigeria. I'm a business development lead at Otin Scientific and also a Nexford MBA learner, specialization sustainability. I got into Nexford because I wanted affordable US quality education that can give me the economic mobility that I need and also hands-on experience on some of the things that I am not able to have access to on the job. So I do hope that through this virtual tour, new learners and colleagues here and friends here will also get to clarify their doubts and concerns, and also hopefully join the train, because Nexford is definitely an education that moves you, and it's the education for the next generation. Thank you so much once again for having me.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's our pleasure, Laitain. It's great to have you on the call as well with us today. All right, so we have all gotten introduced, guys, so this means we can officially start our Nexford Virtual Tour. A reminder to anybody who has just joined in that we are happy to take questions, any questions that you have about the online learning experience at Nexford. There is a Q&A box or a Q&A segment in your Zoom application. Please just look for that and drop your questions there. This ensures that we do not miss out on any important questions that you have. You are free to write it in the webinar chat as well, but there's a chance we might miss your question, in the middle of other comments or such. So I do recommend to ensure sending it in the Q&A section. Another reminder or notice rather that we are actually recording the webinar today, so you can watch a playback once it's uploaded on our YouTube channel. All right. And with that, let's get started. I will start sharing my screen so everybody can see how the online learning experience looks like at Nexford. All right, with a show of hands, I would love for the attendees to confirm for me that they can see my screen right now. Are all the lovely attendees able to see my screen right now? It would be great if you just raised your hand to confirm. All right, I can see some people raising their hands, like David and Christian. All right, Ayudeji, fantastic. All right, thank you so much, guys. So I believe everybody can see my screen. So what you're currently looking at is the main dashboard of our online learning platform at Nexford. Once you get enrolled at Nexford, you receive access to the online platform. And when I say get enrolled, it means you need to complete your application, receive a successful application decision, and then complete your enrollment by paying at least the first month of your chosen program tuition. Of course, there are more details about the application and enrollment process. We can get to that later, should we have the chance at the end of the webinar today. But all you need to know is that once you complete your enrollment, you will receive your login credentials through which you're going to be able to log into the online platform, whether it be on the PC or the desktop version, or also the mobile application. So there is a mobile application called Canvas Student. Everybody's welcome to download it today if they like. However, you're not going to be able to access our Nexford University area on the application yet unless you have already gotten enrolled and have your login information. But this is how the application looks like. You don't have to be an Android user to use it. You can also have an iPhone and be able to download this Canvas Student application. It's great in that it's very functional because you can access your courses on the mobile application. You can check your grades. You can communicate with other learners or professors. You can check your calendar and so much more, which you can also do on a PC or a laptop, accessing Canvas. But again, a desktop version or a PC or a laptop is required to study at Nexford, especially if you are studying one of our degree programs, and that is because there are proctored assessments at the start and the middle and the end of any Nexford degree program that requires you having, a camera on as well, and those are timed assessments, and those are the closest things that Nexford has to an exam, because at Nexford we do not have exams. Rather, we how you're graded depends on your performance in your assignments and your final projects. And that's what forms your overall GPA at Nexford. We can get to that later as well. If you have further questions about assignments and about exams, now is the greatest time to send those questions in the Q&A section so that we can get to them at the end. So let's get back to some more basic, features, and fun features in the Canvas learning platform. So like I said, it's called Canvas, and you'll see that it is very user-friendly. You're going to get well acquainted about how to use Canvas and how to navigate through it successfully so you can have a successful program. And that is through the NXU Orientation. NXU stands for Nexford University. And the orientation course is sort of your welcome package once you get enrolled at Nexford. It's a short course of just a few modules. Let's open that up here. And like I said, it's just your welcome package. You're not getting graded on this. However, you are required to complete the NXU orientation before you can start your official Nexford course at the beginning of the month. So this is going to tell you everything you need to know about how to use Nexford's learning platform. It's going to tell you about all the university policies, and you'll have access to the different academic resources and learn how you can receive support from our team, from other learners, and from professors, and so much more. So let's jump to the module section, and I want to show you the difference between this short orientation course where it only has 4 modules. So if I scroll through them right now, you'll see just module 1 through 4, which is also just a conclusion for the orientation course. However, any standard Nexford course, for example, Roadmap to Success is one of the BBA courses at Nexford. If I jump to the module section, you'll see that this has 6 modules and a final project. Module 1, you can see is quite robust here with different sections, Module 2, and so on. And if I scroll to the bottom, you'll see Module 6 and a final project. All right, so this can tell you that clearly the NXU orientation is quite short. It can be finished in as little as 30 minutes. Let's jump to the first section here, Module 1. The introduction part of the NXU orientation. You'll see right from the beginning, there is a welcome video from our founder and our CEO, Fadl Tarzi, where he tells everybody a bit more about Nexford University and how we got started and what Nexford University's mission is. So I'd like to play this for everybody just for a few seconds.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers. With my own startups, I struggled to find people with the right competencies. For example, I couldn't find a software engineer with effective communication skills. I couldn't find the creative designers who could plan. I thought to myself, is this why unemployment stats of college graduates grab so many media headlines? And it's not a graduate's fault. Burdened by heavy debt, cohorts of learners walk away from university unprepared for the workplace. That's why I set out to create a university for you, one that I'm convinced has the potential to positively impact lives as well as millions worldwide. I'm Fadl Al-Tarzi, and I can proudly say that I'm the founder and CEO of Nexford University. Expect NXU to meet you where you are and to equip you with the skills.
All right, guys, that is just a sneak peek. Hopefully you can watch it in its entirety once you get enrolled at Nexford. I do want to say, though, that this video right here is a small example of the different and dynamic elements through which you're going to be doing your studying at Nexford. It's not just going to be a lot of text. You're going to find a mix of videos like these, audio clips that are embedded within the modules, downloadable resources, interactive exercises, and just so much more to always keep you engaged, to keep learning experiences fresh and dynamic. And for any videos like these, you'll find that there is a transcript that you can download, which can be very useful for some of the videos within the modules in your courses. And next, we tell you about our WhatsApp study groups. It's really useful to have a study buddy from the beginning of your Nexford journey. Since we have learners, like I mentioned earlier today, from more than 110 countries around the world right now, this means that you can find WhatsApp groups that are either country-specific, program-specific, or intake-specific. And if you do not find a WhatsApp group to your liking, you can always start your own WhatsApp group and share it with our learner success team, and then they can share it with other learners to join that WhatsApp group with you. And then we're also asking everybody to get more introduced to the Nexford community. One of the ways that you can do that is by connecting with a peer mentor. So peer mentors are current Nexford learners who are dedicated to making you feel welcome and helping you get settled in Canvas and the new learning environment for you. You can book a session with any of our peer mentors here. You can also reach out to our success team to assist you with matching, with a dedicated peer mentor. And once you're actually experienced, you can even be a peer mentor yourself and assist other new learners. And then you'll see that within every course at Nexford, there is a discussion forum, right? So within the orientation course, the discussion forum here is only giving you a prompt to introduce yourself to the community for the first time. So some people do so by just letting everybody know what their goals are with Nexford University, perhaps where or what stage they're in right now in their career. Some people will share social media or perhaps, a link to their LinkedIn profile or so on. So you're welcome to introduce yourself however way that you like. Since of course I am not a Nexford learner and this is just a demo account, you're going to find some limitations here in the demo, such as at the bottom here it says the topic is closed for comments, but normally you'd be able to see the post of every learner at the bottom here. In the discussion forum, you would be able to engage with other learners, react to their posts, and so on. And this is just a prompt for the orientation course, meaning the prompt for other Nexford courses could be that people are just having discussions about the actual content of the course that you're studying. Right. And then next you learn about the important policies and resources at Nexford. You get access to our different knowledge bases and our resource centers and much more. Then finally here, you'll also get a sort of tour of the dashboard, which is kind of what we're doing today on our call to teach you about the different features, on Canvas and how to really utilize all the different settings that you're going to have access to, how you can access your courses. You'll have full control over the types of notifications you receive also, and that is through your account area here. And finally, receiving help at Nexford. So I mentioned Learner Success Team earlier. Our success team are comprised of success advisors that are posted all around the world, which allows you 24/7 access to reach out to them, whether that's on WhatsApp or arranging a call with them. You can schedule a call with them. You can send them an email, and they're always there to assist you. In fact, you'll often find that success advisors reach out to you before you even think of reaching out to them. And that is because they track your progress. They can tell if it looks like you're falling behind in your courses, or perhaps you're struggling, or you've been quiet for a while, things like that. And I've heard this feedback from a lot of learners in the past few years, is that definitely they find that, our success advisors can really be like your coach or your mentor throughout your program, and they reach out to you before you've even decided to reach out to them. And they are just, one of the many ways that you can receive support at Nexford. You can, of course, also get connected with your professor. You can get connected with other learners from around the world. And, the discussion forum earlier that I showed you is just one of the many ways that you can communicate with other Nexford learners. And as you can see here, you'll learn more about our assignment rubrics and submitting assignments and deadlines and everything. So the NXU orientation within just 30 minutes and 4 modules is going to tell you everything you need to know to succeed when you start your Nexford program. So these boxes, back in the main dashboard here, they represent either courses that you're enrolled in or a resource you always have access to, such as the writing lab. We'll get to that a little later on, but I did show you the difference between the NXU orientation and something like Roadmap to Success, which is one of the early on BBA courses. So let's say you've enrolled in a BBA, and let's say that Roadmap to Success is one of the courses you're about to take at some stage. If you open it up here, and you want to find out who is the professor that is teaching this course, if you jump to the people section, it's supposed to show you all the learners that are enrolled in the course with you. And under the column of role, it'll show you whether it's a student or a teacher. All right, so you'll find all the students. Again, this is a demo account, which is why I'm the only one showing here. And then you should be able to find a teacher, which in this case for this course is actually Dr. Michael. So I would love to give the mic over here to Dr. Michael, if you can please, let everybody know more about the Roadmap to Success and much more. So I'll also share with you control.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, so basically I don't teach a Roadmap to Success right now, because I am usually teaching courses that are part of the capstone and other major courses in MBA. But I'm very happy to discuss with you how the faculty plays a very important and critical role to your success in your enrollment here in the university. So for instance, this is our roadmap to success. This is how your course would look like. And I would be showing you one of or some of the best things that you need to know when navigating through a course for you to be successful in all of the courses that you would be enrolling in Nexford. And number one is all of the courses run for 8 weeks. And although it would run for 8 weeks, this is a self-paced learning. It means that you would be able to submit your assignments ahead of time. And if you wish to submit your assignments and finish the course in months' time for you to be enrolled in your next course in the following month, that would be fine. As long as you're going to set the expectations of the faculty that you are in a fast track, let's say, so that your grades or your assignment would be graded very timely, let's say 24 to 48 hours. That's why communication is key here, since we are all working in an online university. Communication is very important, that we're able to reach out to our professors, to the success team, and of course to our co-learners here in the university, all of the support teams that you could actually get here in the university once you enroll. And this is the homepage of the course. So basically, everything that you need to know, the basic things about the course. You have your syllabus, your module, and the course competencies that are expected that you would develop until you finish the course. And one of the most important things as well that you would see on the homepage of the course would be the recent announcements. So normally, if you are enrolled in the actual course, like what Mai has discussed earlier, you would see here the announcements that your professor would be posting. Definitely, you would be notified in your platform on the recent announcements that were posted. And that's why it is also very important that you check your announcements, because this is the avenue wherein professors would be giving you updates and what are the things that you need to remember, the things that you need to complete in the course, particularly the assignment expectations for you to be properly guided. Professors upload videos. We also post announcements about the live session, because in a course that would run for 8 weeks, professors would have at least 2 live sessions in the entire term. But of course, professors would have the opportunity to conduct live sessions more frequently if needed, or if requested as well by the learners in the course. So checking the announcements would be very important. And then you have here the syllabus. I think Mai was able to show you earlier on how the syllabus would look like. This is going to be the actual coverage, the topics that you would be discussing in the entire course, let's say in Roadmap to Success. And all of these topics are aligned with the course competencies that I've shown you earlier, and the course description that you have for a particular course that you are enrolled to. And you have here the faculty information. You would see here all of the information about your faculty, because there would be times that one course is being taught by multiple or 2 faculty members, for instance. So you have to be aware of who your faculty is in that particular session or section. And through navigating through the People's tab, you would be able to see the information of your professor. Other things like the email of your professors, they could personalize that. Of course, very important, we have the one-on-one booking link. If you wish to book a one-on-one session with your professor, you could navigate through their calendar and you would see what are the available time slots that you could speak with your professor. One booking equates to at least 15-minute session with your professor. So if you would be needing longer time, or if you would be needing multiple times, you just need to navigate through the calendar so you could see all of the available time slots of your professor. So you could have a one-on-one session, anything that you would like to discuss about the course or your progress, or what are the things that you need to do for you to be more successful, or for you to achieve whatever target that you have in the course. So that's the basic things that you have here. we have the schedule and what are the outlines. So in the outlines, we have here what are the deadlines. It is very important, of course, that we look at the deadlines of each assignment so that we won't be missing any due date, because in reality, we accept late submissions after each deadline. But per our academic policy, there are some deductions if there are late submissions in each assignment. That's why it is extremely critical that we check the deadlines. But normally for our module 1 assignment, that would be due on the 10th of the month or 10th of the term. But we also have to remember that the module 1 assignment would be the indication of our course activity. It means that if there are no activity or there are no submissions made in the 10th day of the term, it would mean that you are not active in the course and you may be moved to the next term start date. And then the succeeding assignments would be due 7 days after that. So that's going to be the second assignment would be on the 17th and then on the 24th and so on, depending on how many number of days we have in a month. And we also have to remember that in each course, as I navigate through our assignments later on, we would see that normally each course would have at least 6 graded submissions. So that's going to be 4 or 3 graded assignments, 2 project milestone, and 1 final project. And each percentage of that would be determined through our grading system. And other courses, let's say you have your bridging courses, you have the 5001 courses or the bridging courses for the MBA degree, there would be definitely times that there are more low stake points assignments that are assigned. Although the normal thing that I've mentioned earlier would be the 6 outputs that you need to submit, but there are also some courses like bridging courses or knowledge-based courses wherein you would be prompted to submit multiple assignments in a week. Although these are all just simple assignments, short quizzes, discussion forum that Mai has shown you earlier as well. And now let's navigate through our module as outlined in our 6 outputs that we need to submit in a term or in a course. Inside our modules would be, just wait to load the module section here. We have here 6 modules in the 8 weeks that the course would run. Again, you would have the access to the content earlier. And if you wish to study in advance, definitely you may do so that you could finish the degree earlier than the normal length that a learner would be spending to finish the course. We would have here the module 1, the module 2 until module 6, and all of these sections of the discussions, reading material, supplementary things, videos are all inside your module. And even the assignments that would need to submit at the end of the module would also be here, and then that would also be connected here on the assignments tab. So you just need to navigate through this so you have the opportunity to go back to the previous week's lesson if you wish to go back, as other assignments are built upon the previous assignments that you have prepared. Particularly the final project, for example, that final project is built upon the milestone projects and other assignments so that it would be very much easy for you to build up your output until the last part of the course. And speaking of assignments, this is going to be the interface of our assignment sections. I would be discussing other expectations like the rubric as well, and other things like plagiarism, a little bit of that, and a little bit of AI. So this is Bus 5000, Bus 1100, or Roadmap to Success. You would see here that there are multiple quizzes. There are some multiple assignments that you need to submit, since these are courses that are, some core courses that you would be needing to take at the start of the program. And like what I have mentioned earlier in the example of having some bridging courses, this would look like this, wherein you would be prompted to submit low stake points assignment in the entire course, unlike the normal like professional courses or major courses wherein you would just be prompted to submit at least 6 assignments, and other courses would also have 1 proctored assignment. So when you say 1 proctored assignment, there are some courses at the beginning of the program, in the middle, and at the end of the program, wherein we would be validating your identity, that you would be navigating through our proctored system, showing your ID while answering a particular examination. So it's going to be the assignments tab. And also showed you earlier on how we could submit the output, how we go about the portal, and how we click submit so that it would be reflecting on your submission portal, which would be ready for your professor to grade. Or let's say you are able to submit your milestone 2 or the M4A4 assignment here. Let us assume that you are able to attach your files here, and then we click upload, and then we click submit, and then you would be navigated through your portal, and then you would see that your paper would have a certain percentage of number 1 is the similarity. When we say similarity, we use Turnitin system to measure or assess your paper if there are some possible risk of plagiarism. Of course, we do that to maintain academic integrity. We have policies in place about that, and all of the academic policies and other policies related to your enrollment and residency would be provided to you once you enrolled. And number 1 thing that we're concerned about the policy would be the academic integrity. Apart from plagiarism, we also have the tool under Turnitin on measuring the AI. We understand the proliferation of use of utilization of ChatGPT, Bard, or Gemini AI. Although these things, we acknowledge that AI are very helpful. Websites like these are very helpful to us. However, it should only facilitate learning. It should not be substituting us from actual writing our coursework. That's why through Turnitin, apart from plagiarism, we also assess paper for possible excessive use of AI so that, again, we maintain our academic integrity. And all of the feedback would be given to you by your professor. What are the points that you got from your submission? This is a very good example of a grading rubric for an assignment. Let's say you would be graded through different points under requirements, under content, organization, quality of writing, and proofreading. And it is also necessary that you check your grading rubric prior to clicking submit, because this is also an opportunity for you to check if you are able to satisfy the rubric vis-a-vis the assignments that you submit. So if you would see if organization, if content would have the highest point of the grading rubric, so that's also an opportunity to check or to proofread your paper to ensure that you would be getting a nice score, or for you would be successful in that particular assignment or in the entire course. And some things that you have here, of course, your grades, you would see your progress here, you would see your cumulative score at the end, how you're going so far. But most of the time, the grades may not be, may not be finalized until you submitted your final project. And navigating through your grades, you would see here on the right section, the percentage of the grading. They have the grading system here, although on some sections, or other courses, the percentage would be different from roadmap to success. And here you would see your percentage, whether you are running at an A or a B or even lower than that. But yeah, we are hoping that you would be getting a very successful grades in your courses throughout your stay here in the university. That's why it's very important to always talk to your professors. What are the expectations? What are the things that we expect for you to come up with a high quality output? Since our university uses a competency-based academic model, so you would be exposed to different global organizations, actual practices, reading materials that are highly related to enhancing the skills that are needed in a global competitive market. And this is Learn or the library. I think we would have a separate discussion for that later on, sorry. And then the people here, you would see the information of your professors as well, or other people who are in the course. And if you would be needing anything from your professor, you would navigate through the inbox section. You just need to look for your course and search for the name of your professor so that you would be able to send them a message. And for the calendar, in any case that your professor synced the live session schedule in your calendar, it would also be reflected. Apart from, your calendar also warns you on the upcoming due date of your assignments. And I think those are the things that I'd like to cover in the academic team. I hope to see all of you in your courses here in Nexford. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Mai.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michael. That was fantastic. I hope everybody learned a bit more about the online platform and especially the learning experience as well at Nexford. If you do have any other questions right now about anything that Dr. Michael also covered, please feel free to share it in the Q&A section or the Q&A box. Trying to see if anybody has... So no one has dropped any questions yet. Reminder, guys, we have about 20 or 30 minutes left to the webinar, so now would be the greatest time to start putting your questions so we can answer them before the end of the webinar. All right, so I know we covered a lot about the online learning experience. I think it's a great time now to ask a question to one of our lovely learners on the call with us today. If I can start with Daniela, if you can tell everybody a bit more about your studying style with Nexford and how you manage your study schedule around your life.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Nexford already gives you the opportunity, the platform to express yourself. And for me, the best way to learn is by putting it to work. I mean, if you don't put it to work, how else are you going to learn? And one of the best ways to learn is by constantly taking notes, like the kernel note-taking system. If you notice through the modules, as both my professor and Mrs. Mai were going through, the breakdown is simple, and that's exactly the note-taking system that enables you and helps you to have direct access to every aspect of your module. And then, of course, another way by which I'm able to learn effectively is through the visuals, the videos. The videos are very, very effective, like how I learned so much about elevator pitches, how important it is to know exactly what to say, how to say it, when to say it. All of that, those two particular methods are very, very effective, or have been effective for me so far. And then, of course, when it comes to time management, I believe strongly, as we all know, it's important to prioritize, just learning to prioritize. And there are times that the time management may not seem as may not meet up with your expectations, with your goals, your daily goals, and it's fine. You can just readjust and learn again. And the best part about Nexford has to do with our success advisors, who are readily available to help us when we have time management issues or any problem at all. So yes, that's how I've been able to cope with learning at Nexford so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniela. That's very insightful. I hope everybody's taking notes so they can have tips also on how to succeed when they're studying at Nexford. I'd love to hear from Olaitain as well. If you can just tell everybody some notable things about your experience studying at Nexford, especially around assessments, assignments, submissions, and professor feedback.
So thank you, May, for that question. Yes, I'm going to say we all need feedback, and feedback just helps us to be better. If organizations all thrive on getting data insights, and for me as a learner at Nexford, one of the basic things, I could have submitted an assignment, for example, and I was expecting an A, but that assignment comes back with a B, and I'm a bit disappointed. But whenever I navigate through the feedback, I see that, okay, it was a good work, but I didn't follow certain instructions from the rubrics. So I didn't put my title page on a separate page, whilst I put my introduction on another page. So little slight feedback when you turn that in, when you follow that feedback, when you turn in another assignment, then you get your grade. And so that feedback really just helped me, because I'm not just left in the dark. I know what I did wrongly, and my professor provides. So I used, prior to when I started my program at Nexford, I used to think that the professors wouldn't have time to take all the assignments, but it will shock you to find out that your professor actually really takes his time to look at your work and look at the work done and provides feedback based on what you do. That's how you know that the faculty really actually goes through your work and what the work you turn in. So the feedback is absolutely awesome for me. And I've had a very good experience enjoying the audiovisual mixture of notes, of lessons. So you're able to you don't get bored. I learn on the move sometimes. I'm able to learn after close of business. So I'm able to listen to the audio lessons and several other resources. So for me, it has been a beautiful one. Learning online at Nexford has been really amazing for me.
I'm super happy to hear that, Olaita, and it really sounds like it's been quite the positive experience so far. And I'm super happy to hear that you felt that kind of support also from, our support team, as well as, professors and their feedback on the assignments and how tailored it is to your actual experience. Since from all those fronts, it really sounds like it's been quite positive. I'm curious to know how is it with fellow learners? Have you had the chance at all to reach out to other learners for support sometimes during your journey?
Oh, absolutely. I definitely recommend that you definitely have a peer or a mate. My mentor who got me into Nexford, who I got into Nexford through him, he was one I usually run to anytime I had issues that I need to clear with him. So yes, definitely learners interaction. The WhatsApp platform is amazing. It is great. So you get several other MBA learners there. You're able to throw questions, ask for clarity if you're stuck, and it's just amazing. Networking is amazing for an online university where I thought I would be working in silos. No, with Nexford, the access to several other peer learners is amazing. And yeah.
Fantastic. I'm super, super happy to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing, Olaitine. To the attendees who are on the call with us today, if you have any questions around, anything we've covered, just another kind reminder to drop your questions. I can already see one question in the Q&A from David. I'm excited to answer it in our Q&A portion shortly, but let's go through some of the other elements in our online platform. Before I share my screen again, I'd love some extra intel again from Daniela here. Since we're talking about, other Nexford learners, have you by any chance had the chance to make friends with other Nexford learners around the globe, or had any networking opportunities?
Okay, thank you very much once again. For the networking opportunities, yes, absolutely. As we know, your network is your net worth, as we commonly say, and that's what Nexford has been able to provide. Like Mr. Olaita did mention, the WhatsApp groups that help you connect with other learners, like via LinkedIn, via other social media platforms, and it's been amazing. Yes, I've been able to connect with quite a number of friends, and yes, it's been really, really awesome. It's been really great sharing ideas, sharing insights. And like he talks about the professors who help make learning easy. And yes, professors like, of course, the professor here with us, Professor Dr. Michael Rodriguez, who has given us such opportunities for learning through our scenario discussions where we discuss with one another. And I think it's been the most pleasant experience. Very much. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Daniela. Yes, it's very, very important to network. I know everyone's going to get tips on tricks on how to do that also within most of their courses or programs that they would opt to study at Nexford. I know we have a great LinkedIn community as well for networking and so much more. All right, so there are a couple more features in our online platform I wanted to cover with everybody, so I will share my screen again. All right, I believe everybody can see my screen. All right. So we're back in the main dashboard here, and you'll see that there are 3 dots here for every course that you can click on and choose a certain color that can help you, just sort of organize your courses. You could do a color overlay. Where this makes a difference is in the calendar. So if you go to the calendar area here, you'll see that there are items automatically added to your calendar depending on the courses that you are enrolled in. So this way you never miss out on any important reminder. You're going to see that there are already reminders for assignment submissions and much more. You can play around with filtering the view if you want to plan and get organized. You can click anywhere also to add your own event, add your own to-do item. If you click on more options, you can flesh it out with more details. With extra formatting, do you want it to repeat, and so on, and then just click on create event. And the great thing is this can be synchronized with your PC or your laptop or your mobile phone, any calendar that you have. You can receive reminders for these so you never miss out on anything important. All right, so we're back in the main dashboard again here. You'll see that the left side navigation pane follows you no matter where you go in the online platform. It's always there. We're in the inbox area here. I know Dr. Michael earlier mentioned how easy it is to compose a new message and send a message to perhaps a faculty member or a fellow student. You should be given the option to select student or teacher here. Of course, I'm only being given the option to select myself since this is a demo account. Put in your subject and your message and send, and it is that easy. It's one of the many ways you can communicate with anybody in our community. We showed you earlier the discussion forums within our courses. You'll see there is also a live chat area, one of the many other ways. Normally, you should be able to see other learners online at the same time that you can chat with live. So that's, again, one of the many ways you can communicate. And then here, courses will just give you an overview of the courses that you're enrolled in. History will take you to the last pages that you accessed in the online platform. Very useful for when you're studying and you're jumping between modules or perhaps even between courses, because everybody can study up to 2 courses per term. That's up to 2 courses every month. All right, and then finally the writing lab. So I mentioned this earlier today, and I know Dr. Michael also mentioned it. The writing lab, what is it? We know that not every learner at Nexford is a natural born writer, and for the types of assignments you're going to be required to do at Nexford, there may be different types of formatting you haven't used before. Perhaps you need more assistance with your academic writing and your research skills. The writing lab is going to help you with that if you go to the modules area here. There are a couple of videos and some papers as well, some documents. So here we're going to discuss some of the style guides. As you can see, even tips on plagiarism and how to avoid that. And then here you can really elevate your writing by getting access to expert guidance and mastering the latest techniques to, for ethical AI use in research and content creation. More information here, English grammar, paragraph structure, organization. So these are a couple of videos that you can watch and so on. And again, you can always reach out to a success advisor. You can always reach out to a professor for additional help. So that is the writing lab, one of the many features you get access to as you study at Nexford throughout your whole studying journey. There is also the NXU library, which is a robust library of over 60 million resources that cover so many different topics. We can scroll through some of them here. So you'll see that these include encyclopedias, they include research papers, blogs, ebooks, news articles, and so much more. So it's a really an extensive online library. I said over 60 million resources. That is a lot. So that's thousands and thousands of databases and publications, and it's accessible anytime for you, anywhere at no additional cost. So this is included in your Nexford tuition as well as LinkedIn Learning. So if you haven't heard of LinkedIn Learning, it is connected to LinkedIn, and normally you need a paid subscription to be able to take LinkedIn Learning courses. But again, you get access to this at no additional cost as a Nexford learner. This can help you level up your skills. You'll get unlimited access to more than 16,000 LinkedIn Learning courses and videos. That's expert-led content that can help you sharpen your skills. It can help you boost your resume and accelerate your career growth. So the great thing is that some of these can, be as long as 5 minutes. Some of them can be 4 hours. So if you are studying, let's say, data analytics at Nexford and you're interested in marketing, but you don't necessarily want to take a marketing course at Nexford at the time being, then you can study on the side on LinkedIn Learning and get an additional certificate of completion for that. So once you do take a LinkedIn Learning course, you do receive a certificate of completion, which is something that you can add to your CV or your resume. It's a great thing to show your current employer or your future employer that you're learning additional skills and you're not just waiting to apply them after you complete your Nexford degree program. So that is LinkedIn Learning, and it's just one of the many career services you get access to at Nexford that's included in your Nexford tuition. So that's LinkedIn Learning, and there is also IBM Digital Nation Africa, IBM DNA for short. And this is available to anybody who is currently based in Africa, and it's for those that are more interested in technology or cybersecurity or AI or programming. So this is the place for you if that is your area of interest. And then we also have Forage. So Forage is already a free resource, but we partnered up with them for a similar reason, like we did with LinkedIn Learning. With LinkedIn Learning, you will find some of these courses are already embedded in the modules that you're studying at Nexford. So that way you can take some LinkedIn Learning courses or certificates that are already related to the program that you're studying. We do the same with Forage. We provide suggestions for you for what to take through Forage. So they are it's a career resource where you can get virtual work experience, but at real companies like JP Morgan, Accenture, find things like Walmart, BCG, Red Bull, so on, KPMG, right? So some of these are advanced or intermediate, or perhaps at a entry level. They can take 3 to 4 hours, 1 to 2 hours. Some of them can be really advanced and can take longer. The great thing is you can choose to share your task submissions with recruiters, which can lead to interview opportunities for internships. For anybody who wants to retain access to all of these learner benefits, even after they graduate from Nexford, we do offer an alumni access program, which allows you for just $15 a month or $150 a year to still have access to all of your Nexford courses. You can revisit all of your courses and all of your assignments and all of your coursework, as well as the Microsoft 365 license that you receive as a Nexford learner. And of course, over the 60 million resources of the NXU Digital Library that I showed you earlier, LinkedIn Learning, and then also IBM Digital Nation Africa if you are in fact based in Africa. So these are just some of the many, many features that we have at Nexford and one of the many learner benefits that you get. If you have any questions about any of those that we've covered, please feel free to ask on the chat as we're nearing the end of the webinar here. So with that, I'd love to ask some final questions for both Olaitain and Daniela. If we can start with Daniela, and if you could just finally tell everybody about, more about your Nexford learning journey in the sense of what were some of your favorite parts and what were some of your challenges.
Okay, thank you once again. For the challenges, you actually asked what were some of my favorite parts and what were some of the challenges. For the challenges, I would start off with the idea of time management, which of course is necessary in every aspect of life. I mean, we have to learn to manage our time effectively, to get work done, to get to our goals. And then another challenge, because we are in an online space, what it's like not having people readily around you. Sometimes you have to learn to be bold, which is what Nexford does to us. It emboldens us, it empowers us, because knowledge is power. It empowers us to step beyond the regular boundaries and understand what's it like to be in the real world, what's it like to be in a real world scenario, which takes me back to the first question of what were my favorite parts, the assignments, the projects, that steering you, the force behind a vision. And we know that the force behind that vision is greater than the vision itself. It gives you an entrepreneurial mindset. The moment you step on that scene, you are already in a hypothetical organization. That's just a sneak peek, or what would I call it? More like a spoiler alert. You are definitely going to be given the opportunity to express yourself, your business, your idea. And that's what Nexford has done. And through those various platforms, like I remember Professor Rodriguez mentioned the fact that the AI isn't the aspect of the AI, which is what Nexford does for us. They want us to actually know these things, not just cramming a bunch of stuff and memorizing and just pouring out. It's us knowing and understanding every concept they have to offer. So thank you very much for that question. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Amazing, super inspiring. Thank you so much for saying that, Daniela. I couldn't have said it better. I'd love to hear that about your experience so far. And I'd love to ask a similar question to Laitain also. How would you say your Nexford program has changed your life so far?
Well, thank you, May, for that question. Yeah, the Nexford education has actually revolutionized my life, and it has helped me to be able to get that economic mobility that I came in for, and also launch out to also partnering and owning my own business. So yes, everything that I wanted to do, I have achieved it by attending Nexford. And as a client-facing personnel, as a business development guy, I really just wanted understanding of supply chain management, operations management, financial reporting, which I didn't have access to on the job. And coming to Nexford, I was able to get all the hands-on experience, competency-based experience that I needed to do that accurately at Nexford. So yes, what I couldn't get on the job, I was able to get that at Nexford, and that really just helped me to become more professional in my dealings and in my conversation and interactions. I'm able to pitch myself authentically. I'm able to speak to teams better, and I'm able to handle every aspect of the business management more professionally. So yes, thank you to Nexford for that.
Amazing. That's some great insights, Laitain, and I'm glad to hear those very, positive changes. Did you have any final advice for current or aspiring learners?
Okay, yes. I would like to say for aspiring learners, Nexford, as if you come from my part of the world, where we're still using the traditional method of learning, which I knew I didn't want again. That's what made me come to Nexford. Although I was skeptical if learning online would be possible. So for aspiring learners, I'm saying Nexford is the education for the now and the future. Get on it now. There's no better time to learn, and the competency-based programs are amazing. And for current learners, I say that keep going, keep pushing. You're going to get the maximum return on investment on your learning eventually. So congratulations to both aspiring and new learners.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Laitain. I'd love to hear from Daniela also. Do you have any final advice for any current and aspiring learners at Nexford?
Okay, to the aspiring learners, I'll tell you this, the world is evolving, and it's so important that we evolve with the world, with the current changes. And that's what Nexford positions you for. And the very headline, or the statement that really got my attention with Nexford was,
Sorry, Daniela. I lost your voice for a second.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Yes, dare to be different. I said that was the very statement that got my attention. So you have to get on board, because you're getting into a space where you're going to be learning not the traditional way. I remember Olaito mentioned something about that, not the traditional way, but the very skills needed to be excellent, be exceptional in the world of today. And then, of course, for our current learners, I would say, like he said, keep going on. We have many more opportunities ahead, and we've been equipped for such a time as this. And that's exactly what I would say to both our current and future learners. I hope to see you on board. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Daniela. I wish the same. I hope for all the attendees with us on the call today that you join Nexford very, very soon. We'll get to maybe more of the application and enrollment process shortly, but since we have technically ended the webinar in terms of what we're showcasing for you today, and it's time to take some questions live. I can see some questions coming in. I'm excited about that in the webinar chat, as well as in the question and answer area. So let's start with the ones in the Q&A box first. We had a question a couple minutes ago from David, who says, what happens when you miss the timeline of submitting your assignment? I think this is a great question, maybe for Dr. Michael or one of the learners. If any of you are happy to take this question to explain a little bit more what happens when you do miss the timeline of submitting your assignment, perhaps Dr. Michael.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I also mentioned this earlier, but yep, to answer the question about what happens if you miss the timeline or the deadline in submitting the assignment. So as mentioned on our discussion on the modules and assignments, so each assignment, particularly first module, would be due on the 10th, and then the second and succeeding assignments would be due 7 days after each. So your module 1 assignment, which would be the sign of your course activity, will not have any extension. So you definitely need to adhere to the 10th of the term to submit the first module assignment, because that means you are active in navigating through the platform and to the course. So if you fail to participate in the first assignment or in the 10th of the month, so that would mean that you are inactive in the course and you would be transferred to the next month's or the next term start date. And after the module 1, so we have the module 2 until the final project. All of these assignments from module 2 till the final project would have an automatic 5-day extension. So after the stipulated deadline for, let's say, for module 2 would be due by the 17th of October. So if you fail to submit your module 2 assignment by the 17th of October, you still have 5 days after, or 5 days after the 17th. So you would have at least until the 22nd to submit. However, on our academic policy to maintain fairness in grading and to those people who manage to submit on or before the deadline, so there are some late deductions which would be applied on those late submissions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michael. That's very clear and very informative. I hope that does answer the question from David. I see some more questions here. Oluwakemi is asking, what is Nexford's ranking for part-time MBA and how recognized is NXU globally? So I just want to clarify, we don't technically have something called a part-time MBA. We do have an MBA at Nexford and it is a full-time degree, but we do have a flexible pay structure at Nexford. So while there is an average duration for every program that you study at Nexford, there's also a maximum amount of time for every course that you're enrolled in for it to be completed. You are required to complete every single Nexford course within 8 weeks, so that is 2 months. However, you can take 2 courses within a term, within 2 months, and finish faster. Some learners may even be able to take 2 courses each month. So we do practice a flexible pace structure. You can finish faster and you can finish slower, right? So having said that, our MBA average duration is anywhere between 12 to 18 months, and that varies depending on a couple of things, like whether or not you're going to be taking a specialization, whether or not you have prior experience in in a business-related field. Is your bachelor's degree, your previous bachelor's degree in a business-related field or not? If not, you may be required to take some foundation courses courses. And, you know, again, it depends on your schedule, on your availability to, you know, put in anywhere between 10 to 15 hours studying each week. And keeping in mind, everybody has their own pace. And what I mean by that is what you can accomplish in 1 hour can be very different from what another learner can accomplish in that same hour, right? So that's just to clarify a little bit more about pacing as well as about our MBA program. But to go back to the question, you know, the main topic of the question that you're asking, Olowokemi, you're asking about ranking. So Nexford was founded in, you know, 2018, and we had our first batch of learners in 2019. So this is fairly new for a university, you know, considering a university can, you know, be up in rankings after decades, right? So we're still building up the data that we need. It's a bit too soon to appear in ranking tables. But until then, we are committed to delivering high quality and affordable online education to learners across the globe and to help them rank higher in their careers. And in regards to recognition about Nexford globally, so it's important to note that Nexford is a US accredited university through DEAC. So DEAC is a Distance Education Accrediting Commission, and the DEAC is listed by the US Department of Education as a recognized accrediting agency and is recognized also by the Council for Higher Education Accreditation, which is CHIA for short. All right, so DEAC accreditation certifies that Nexford is legitimate and can provide high quality education that meets US online university standards. It also means that it'll be easier for you to use your Nexford credentials to enroll in programs at other institutions or to transfer credits to another university. And we're also licensed by the Higher Education Licensure Commission, which is HELC for short, and that is in Washington, D.C., which is the same organization that licenses all physical universities operating in Washington, D.C. Having said all that, if you're checking to see if your Nexford degree or Nexford program is going to be recognized by any specific company or entity in your community, I always recommend that you contact them directly, because everybody has different requirements as to what they accept. And at the end, like I said, again, Nexford's mission is to provide you with the latest job skills and the knowledge you need to succeed in today's workplace. We already have, you know, several partnerships we've built around the world, and we have several learners from more than 110 countries around the world. Right now, we also have a lot of testimonials from learners that have succeeded to, you know, enroll in another university around the world with their Nexford degree. We even have a video on our YouTube channel all about this with some testimonials. You can check it out. I do recommend our YouTube channel to everybody also for any learner testimonials and more about the learning experience and further success stories. I think it's a great resource for everybody to get some answers also from around the globe. So I hope that answers your question, Olowokemi. Let's see the next question here. Saron is asking, how will graduations be held? That's a great question. So, you know, no matter where you are in the world, you'll still graduate, right? If you've completed your Nexford program, you can graduate from the comfort of your own home and celebrate with your friends and family. It's still a great achievement. But if you do want to attend a physical graduation ceremony, it is not mandatory. It's only optional. We will be holding local Nexford graduation ceremonies where we have a lot of graduates. We've done this in Nigeria 2 times already. We've done it in Egypt in the past. You know, we've done it in Washington, D.C., and we're meant to have a U.S. graduation ceremony yearly, if possible, in Washington, D.C. We have one upcoming early next year. Details are still being finalized, so if you want to learn more about it, just reach out to our team and we will keep you in the loop. However, for you know, it's important to note that the ones that can attend the graduation ceremony, of course, are alumni. So you have to actually have graduated within a certain number of months to attend the graduation ceremony. And so I am sure if you're already studying at Nexford and you're due to graduate soon, you'll already be in the loop and you'll know very well when is the next physical graduation ceremony and what is the process that you need to follow to be able to fly out and hopefully attend the graduation ceremony with other learners from around the globe. So I hope that answers your question, Saron. I see another question also here being sent from Ayudeji saying, is it possible to defer a course For example, if you're 1 month into a course and you realize that you won't be able to keep up for the next 2 months, can you take a break or request a deferral? So that's a great question. To answer simply about breaks, yes, you can take a break. We call it a leave of absence, and there is a leave allowance for every Nexford learner, especially for our degree programs. If you're studying a longer degree program like our BBA, our Bachelor of Business Administration, you can take a leave of absence of up to 8 months, and it's up to 4 months if you're studying a master's degree program. And if ever you have any extenuating circumstances, maybe an emergency, special case where you need some more time, just let our success team know, and they will work with you to find, if they can give you an extension or otherwise. So definitely, as soon as you know that you may not be able to, let's say, pay your next tuition, or you need a break for some reason, just let our team know, and you can definitely pause your program and resume. As for the exact rule, policies for how long you can defer, and how much notice you need to give, and which stage you need to be, within the month or within your course to do so. You're going to learn all about those different policies. You can also reach out to our team on WhatsApp or send us an email, and we can point you to the specific area in our university catalog, so you can learn about all these very, specific policies, so you can learn more about it. But the simple answer is yes, you can defer a course, you can pause your program. So I hope that answers your question, Ayudeji. You're very welcome. Thank you. If anyone else has further questions, please don't hesitate to ask them before we wrap up our call today within a few minutes. I do want to do a little pop quiz to the attendees that are with us on the call today. Does anybody know when our next program intake is, or when our next, batch of learners is going to be? How soon can you start your Nexford program if you've enrolled at Nexford? If anybody knows, please feel free to type out a guess in the webinar chat. That is how soon you can start your Nexford program at Nexford as of today. All right, so I see Ayodeji guessed September 28th, Saron guessed October. I'm getting these questions privately to hosts and panelists, so I know some of the attendees may not be seeing it in the webinar chat. But yeah, Ayodeji says September 28th, Saron October. Any final guesses from our lovely attendees? All right. Okay, so let me clarify, Saron, you are correct. That'll be October, precisely October 1. And that is because Nexford's programs start on the 1st of every month. I see another guess here, Olowakemi, you got that right as well. That is correct, 1st of October. September 28th, however, Ayodeji, that is the enrollment deadline for October 1. So if anybody wishes to start their program at the beginning of any month, the deadline to remember is the 28th of the previous month. We do not normally provide exceptions. You need to make sure to complete your application and your enrollment on or before the 28th of the previous month to join the next intake. So that means everybody has from the 25th until the 28th this month to make sure they get their applications in, they get their enrollments done, so that they can join October 1. If for any reason you're not able to meet that deadline, the next intake you can join would be November 1 or December 1 or so on. If anybody has questions also about scholarship offers, we do have some running promotions. You can apply for, a scholarship application. Just reach out to our team also on WhatsApp or email, and we can share the link with you so you can learn more. And should you be awarded a scholarship amount from our scholarship committee or a scholarship board, then normally the deadline for those are end of month, meaning either the 30th or the 31st of any month. So should you surpass the 28th deadline, but are still able to meet the end of the month, 30th or 31st, you can still be enrolled at Nexford. You can still benefit from the scholarship offer, but the next intake you can join would be perhaps November 1 or so on. Anytime you get enrolled, you can choose a future start date up to 3 months ahead. So this might be a lot of information to take in for everybody, I know that, but that's why I always recommend just speak to a Nexford application specialist. We're always happy to assist you, whether it's on chat or you can arrange a call, so you can learn more about these different deadlines and how to make sure you have a successful application at Nexford. Finally, for anybody who has yet to select a program or has yet to even start, their application journey, I've just sent in right now in the webinar chat some steps you can follow. It's important to first choose a program you wish to enroll in and then read up on the admission requirements needed to have a successful application. Start your application. There's a one-time $25 application fee, and then wait for a successful application decision. So I've written down the steps for you in the webinar chat. Please feel free to copy that and save it on your end. There's even a step-by-step video to help you further through the application process. And then finally, I will share with everybody also a PDF that you can download. Keep it on your end. It's a step-by-step guide through both the application and enrollment process. It's really handy. It has photo examples. It has some information and text that you can keep on your end, and you can have it open while you complete your application. I think it's going to be a big help also, so that everything's clear and you may not even need assistance when completing your application. Anybody can jump on our application portal. An application can be completed in as little as 5 minutes. You can exit and come back later if you're not ready to complete your application in one go. It saves your progress, and you can just log back in later and complete your application. So having said all that, I wish everybody a successful application. You know where to reach us. We'll share with you now also in the webinar chat our WhatsApp number, our email address, so you can reach out to us for more assistance if necessary. I look forward to everybody joining us, hopefully in our next intake. I thank you so much for taking the time today to join us on the call. I hope you enjoyed this virtual tour, and I hope it's gotten you excited to join us at Nexford in our lovely learner community. And I thank so much Dr. Michael and Daniela and Alaitine for joining me today also for this lovely tour. So thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day or evening. Bye, everyone.